YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Knock One Down. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Chasing Tails. And today, we're going to be unboxing my new 17 HMR rifle that I just picked up from the FFL dealer. Had it shipped in from Buzz Gun Shop. And I also ordered a scope for it. So let you guys take a peek at both of those, and then we'll talk a little bit about the HMR. This is my very first HMR gun. I've always been partial toward the 22s, but decided to step up to the HMR platform and see what's the buzz with that. I know it's a flatter shooting gun, and that's one of the things that piqued my interest. So without further ado, let's check out the product. So by the way, this is made by Savage. And it's the model 93. Comes with a beautiful hardwood stock, dark hardwood stock, adjustable accutrigger, and you have your sight mounts in here. And I had to order the rings also. So I got those in, and man, this thing is real nice. Got a little weight to it. Got your heavy barrel. We're gonna go ahead and set that right here. We're gonna ship them with the bolt in, so the bolt. They come with a 7-round magazine. This is model number 93R17GV. So that's the model number. There's several different makers. I think Ruger makes one. Tika makes one. And Hornady makes one as well. It's about 7 other gun makers, maybe more, that makes them. But I chose this one, and I think I'm gonna love it. I can't wait to knock some squirrels in the head and some coons and rabbits with it. So here's the next thing I'm gonna do here. It talked about it had button rifling when I was looking at the description, and so I never heard of that, but I did a little checking into that, and I found that that's the button rifling. A lot of the type of rifling that a lot of manufactured guns is going to now, because they're able to process them much faster versus the cut rifling. And your cut rifling is more on your the expensive end, the more your custom-made guns. You might have cut, they're probably gonna have a cut rifling. The only thing with the cut rifling is once that process starts, if they mess up, you gotta throw the whole barrel away. You can't start over with it. So for that reason, I think the big manufacturers go with the button, B-U-T-T-O-N type of rifling, because it's pretty it's more effective, and it's you're able to mass produce a lot more rifles that way. Therefore, you wouldn't spend, this gun wouldn't cost as much compared to a custom gun, because with it being a delicate process, the cut rifling, they're gonna charge a little bit more for it. Now you probably have a longer lasting rifling being done that way, the cut process, but just depends on how often you shoot. I mean, I don't think I shoot this enough to wear it out, but that's pretty much my reasoning for choosing this style rifle. So this gun also is 21, has a 21-inch barrel on it. And it comes with a 5-round detachable box magazine. Mine, you can get them with the scope, but I didn't purchase this one with the scope because I wanted to try the Hawk brand. So that's the route I went. It weighs a little over 7 pounds, and the finish is matte black, and the barrel color is blue. So, as I was saying earlier about the button rifling, let's just take a look at that. So when I find something that's new to me, I like to try to do my due diligence, and I try to do my due diligence and get educated on it. So that broadens my understanding. Okay. It's basically saying the button rifling is a modern method of creating grooves in a cold surface. By displacing metal using a bullet-shaped hard button of tungsten carbide, and that's how they cut the rifling in there. And some of the advantages of the button rifling: it's well suited to mass production with high outputs. Button rifling leaves a smooth, bright finish inside the barrel that need not be lapped. You can tell when the family's made at home. And back to the cut rifling, that was one of the very first methods that dates back to in Germany. It was invented in Germany around 500 years ago. And although the process has not necessarily changed, but modern machinery allows barrel makers to conveniently adjust the rifling twist rate as needed while keeping the tight tolerance. Now, this is something you can go and Google up, but it piqued my interest, so that's why I decided to share it with you guys. And you know, you can read the pros and the cons on that as well. But enough of that. Either way you go, whether it's cut rifling or bud rifling. They're both gonna be accurate guns, man. Tight group shooting guns. From what I hear, sub MOA. So that's always great when you can purchase a gun that shoot tight groups like that and doesn't break the bank. So without further ado, I'm gonna take this gun loose and see if it's adjusted all the way down. They say to go down to 2.5 pounds on the trigger pull, up to 4 pounds. So I'm gonna make sure I'm on the 2.5 side. So y'all stick around. Well, we got 2 bolts here that we take a loose to remove the barrel from the stock here. It should just come apart like this. All right. From the looks of it, it may be adjusted all the way down. So this is the supplied tool that comes with the gun to adjust the trigger. It seems like it was already adjusted to the 2.5 pull, but I was double checking it. So if you turn it clockwise, that'll put it toward the higher poundage, the 4 pounds. But if you turn it counterclockwise, then on this accutrigger, it's gonna take it to the 2.5 pound mark. And you don't want to force it. Whenever you feel it stop, then you just stop. This spring will protrude, the smaller spring will protrude slightly below the trigger mechanism, and that's when you know it's at its point there, at its stopping point. So the way it came, it was adjusted down to the 2.5 trigger pull. So I was just verifying it by turning it counterclockwise on the upper end and then turning it back clockwise. So that's it. So I can put this back together. Now that I know it's at 2.5 pounds, I can live with that. And that's pretty good. Just gotta keep up with that little tool. And in the instructions it states that little spring protrudes slightly below the trigger mechanism. If you can see, the spring protrudes below the mechanism. You got 2.5 pounds. And if you turn it back the opposite direction, which will be clockwise, then the spring will go inside of there. And when it bottoms out, you know you're at 4 pounds. So let's put this back together. Another thing I forgot to mention is that this gun is pillow bedded. And these are the pillows here. And that's where it come in contact with the stock when it's screwed down. You know, pillow bed, glass bed. So there's a couple of different ways that they attach the action to the stock itself. So now I got the screws back in. So I'm gonna adjust my wheeler tool. So torque wrench, I'm gonna adjust it to 18 pounds. That's what the manual says to do. And torque it back down. All right, you hear that click? That's when you stop. All right, now to put the bolt in, you want to make sure your lever is lined up with the groove here on the side. We'll slide it in. It's only gonna go so far until you squeeze the trigger, and that'll allow you to get it all the way in there. Take it out, you do reverse that. So you would just open it like you're ejecting the shell, squeeze the trigger, pull it out. You squeeze the trigger, pull it out. Tool up, lose it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my rings to it. I chose the Weaver style medium rings, and they fit the Weaver base. So I got them on. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten them down, and then get it set up to lap them. I've used these before. They're good solid rings, and they stand up to recall pretty good. So we know they should work on this thing, so it's not gonna have any recall compared to like your 30-06s and your 300 Magnums and whatnot. So, but yeah, the Weaver rings at Grand Slam, they're pretty good rings. Just want to say, before you actually mount the scope rings, double check your base. That's here, that's already mounted to the receiver. Double check those, which I did, and there wasn't even close to 20 pounds. So I talked them down about 18. But when I do the base, the Weaver base, the cross bolt here, I had to Google it. I didn't have any information on it. But Weaver recommends 35 foot-pounds, and when you put the actual top part on, you recommend 15 pounds. So keep that in mind. I always check to make sure when you put the top cap on, I don't know if my camera was on there, but when you do the base, you got a bolt that'll go in here to the side. You want to make sure that's 35 pounds. And then when you do the top, when you actually have your scope in there, you want to make sure that's 15 pounds. We use a little Loctite to put on these bolts. And this is removable strength, so you don't have to worry about it. Being hard to come off. My Cowboys won today, even though it should have been a blowout. They played the sorry Texans, and they gave them a run for their money. I don't know how you go from blowing out one team the week before and then you play somebody like the Texans and you struggle with them. It was a close game all the way through. It actually could have went either way. But we got the W, so I'm glad of that. I'm gonna torque wrench set at 35. Screw in there. I know the site said 35, but I'll put some torque on that. I'm kind of leery to go even tighter, so I don't want to break anything. I've never had a scope to come loose on me, so I'm gonna leave it at that. This is a delicate process. You don't want to mess up anything. gonna scale it back to about 25. See how that. I like that. So 25 pounds it is. I know they said 35, but it's a 17 HMR, so I think I'm good. All right, got the bases mounted. So next step will be, I'm gonna set it up to be lap these bases here. So stick around. If you guys don't have a good gun vise when you're doing this setup here, I recommend you purchase this Tipton device here. Man, it's an excellent device. Got the gun locked in by way of the rear clamps, and you just can't beat it, man. It's steady. I'm rocking it, and it's barely even moving. So I recommend this. It'll make the whole setup a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do, I said I was gonna lap it, but I'm gonna make sure they align perfectly. So I'm gonna put my alignment bars in here and kind of snug them down and make sure everything's aligned perfectly. And then I'll move on to the lapping stage. I'm gonna torque all of these down to 15 pounds, as if I actually had the scope in there. I want to make sure my alignment bars, that's what you're looking for. It looks spot on to me. Now I can start lapping them. I'll remove this, remove the top half of the scope rings. Then I'll take these out and put the lapping bar in there, and along with the 220 grit compound, and start lapping. So stick around. Okay, now I got the lapping bar set up. I want to check and see if I have it too tight, which I do, so I'll back off this a little bit. Actually, it might be a little bit too loose. All right, let's see how they work. That's pretty much all it is to it. What you're doing is making these rings coplanar, meaning that they're on the same plane, which results in a better leveling of mounting of the scope and leveling of the scope. So I just finished lapping my rings. I think I'm gonna stop there. I've been going at it all morning. So out there pressure washing my driveway this morning, finishing it up. And yesterday morning I was, yesterday morning, midday, I started pressure washing and cleaning out my garage. So kind of tired. So what I'm gonna do is pick up what I left off in the morning, and I'll be mounting the scope though. My lapping job looks really nice. I removed quite a bit of material, so I don't want to take off too much. Then my scope won't tighten down in there. Then I'll reveal my scope. So stick around for part 2 on tomorrow.